Registry regrets. Oh my God, I need to take my pants off. I'm so uncomfortable. I would keep our house like a nice crisp 65 if everybody else could tolerate it. We're getting really comfortable with each other. I'm gonna try to de-influence you today. I know I did a video recently that was registry regrets. This is kind of similar, but this is more just de-influencing you, things you just don't need and alternative solutions for those things. So let's just jump right in very quickly. And I'm feeding my son right now. So the first thing that I have been de-influenced by, I don't know why I thought I would use it both times. We still have it, but it's not that practical. They are very cute. They are practical for like a minute, and then I just find them very impractical, and it's hard to actually clean your baby while they're in them. So it's these little plastic seats that go in the bathtub. You can put like a towel down in them, and it makes it so that your newborn can sit up while you wash them. And I don't like them. Honestly, I don't like them. I think they're good, like I said, for like the first couple baths, but you're not really giving your newborn that many baths in the first couple weeks. So I would nix it all together. What I do instead that I really like, it's much easier to reach all their little areas and crevices, is to lay a towel down in the tub. Either before you fill it up, when you fill it up, just fold up a towel to their size, place it in the bottom of the tub so that it's a nice soft spot for them to be on, and then fill up your tub with water and just put them on that to wash them. I found it a lot easier to get underneath them and maneuver them around instead of that little seat. It's not the most expensive item, but it's something that I definitely would not buy again, and it takes up so much space. So I would not recommend. Sorry. The second thing, I think I've talked about this before, but a bottle warmer. We have never used it. I didn't even realize I registered for one, and when I was getting stuff out and we were getting ready for number 2, I found it and I was like, I didn't even know we had a bottle warmer. Granted, I did breastfeed exclusively with my first, and I'm breastfeeding him, but we did bottles some occasionally, especially like when I went back to work. And what I did instead, which I liked because I found it like the same amount of time, is to get a Pyrex glass. You can use any glass, microwave safe glass or bowl, fill it with water, microwave it, and then stick your milk bag in the water. So it acts the same as a bottle warmer, but you don't have a bottle warmer. And so that's like the biggest thing with all of these, is it's not necessarily that they're like the worst product or they're super useless, but I think long term, and I don't want something that only has one function, and like a bottle warmer only has one function. This little bath seat only has one function, and I want to use something that I can have multiple purposes for and isn't just taking up counter space or space in my house and then I have to get rid of it. So we're trying to make our money go farther, try not to clutter our house with a bunch of unnecessary things. That's kind of like the point of this list. So definitely subscribe, and I will make more videos like this and more registry stuff, because I'm all about trying to help people and I have a lot of things to say. So if you have any questions, definitely leave them in the comments and I would love to make more videos for you. The next thing is back to baths. Any baby bath towels. They're super cute. We are currently 7 weeks old and we pretty much outgrew them. They are not the most practical. They're definitely not the thickest option, and I think you're better off just getting a set of towels that they can use, that you can have until they're toddlers or however long you keep towels for, because the baby towels just don't last very long at all. Like I said, we're pretty much already out of that phase. We have towels because I have a toddler, but we would potentially need to get towels if we didn't have them for him. Just food for thought. There's gonna be a lot of this. Here's my boob. Now we're really close. Yes, you're very cute. Another thing, I'm actually using one right now, and it is a nursing pillow. I'm a big fan of nursing pillows, but they are not the most necessary thing because they're not really good for much else. It's a good pillow for this, but you can't really use it for other things. And like I said, we're trying to utilize things with multiple purposes. I think you'd be better off using pillows you already have or just investing in a nice king size pillow. You would want a bigger pillow that you can kind of wrap around you, but it doesn't need to be this pillow specifically. So that's like just another item you can cross off your list if you think you aren't going to use it very much. This one is a big pet peeve because everybody always wants to buy them for you, and it is baby mittens. They suck and I hate them. They do not stay on their hands. They're cute but impractical. You're better off using socks. So if you are registering for mittens or you're thinking about buying some baby mittens, just buy some baby socks. The neck of them allows them to stay on their hands longer. Most of the mittens have like just a little piece of elastic and it just doesn't stay on. If you use the sock goes up their arm a little bit farther, and I just see much better success with a sock. This is just personal preference. I know some people love the butt spatula, but I have never used it. Your finger is fine. I think it's one less thing that you have to have and worry about and try to find. I mean, if you're changing them someplace else and now you gotta locate the diapers, the wipes, the diaper cream, and now you gotta find a butt spatula. So it's this just use your finger. Honestly, to me works better, but that's just my opinion. I feel like I didn't see this as much with my first, but I've been seeing a lot of ads for it now, and that's anything that fixes like cradle cap or like baby acne. These are things that they just go through and they'll grow out of. And I'm sure there's an exception to those, and in that case I would talk to a doctor, but don't buy over-the-counter stuff. Like, he's already got a little bit of cradle cap. My first went through it. My first had a ton of little acne, but those are things that are just normal in the process of them growing, and it's not something to, it's okay when you come up here, and it's not something to worry about unless it like lasts too long. I feel like my first grew out of both of those around 5 months. I'm sure you can look online or talk to your doctor to see what a normal time period would be, but I wouldn't buy any of the, I see them on like TikTok shop, so like maybe don't buy those. This one I hadn't thought about because I honestly didn't really know how a pump worked before my first, but a new pump, because the pump itself is just a piece of electronic equipment, and it's actually like the flanges and tubing that pump you and touch your body. If you can find a pump, I would think most pumps would be in pretty good shape if you found a good used one, and then you can always buy new pump parts to go with your pump. You don't have to buy a completely new pump you don't have to buy a completely new pump. But I didn't think about that the first time, but if I knew that, I would do that. Also, you can get a pump through insurance. If you didn't know that, you should look into that as well. Let's see, what else? Oh, the next thing, again, I didn't think about until my second, would be to not get a full-size crib and to get a mini crib, especially if you think you're gonna have your kids somewhat close together or you're gonna have a second kid at all. So we got our first a full-size crib, and it's a convertible crib. It's still assembled as a crib, but it is a convertible crib. So theoretically we can turn it into a toddler bed. If that was the case, we'd still need to buy a second crib because it would be being used by him if we had our second, which we have right now. So because of space, we ended up getting a mini crib. I think we could have gotten one the first time. They're cheaper, they're smaller, they take up less space, but they're still very spacious. My mom has a mini crib at her house because my son spends at least one afternoon there a week, and he is almost 20 months and he still fits in it perfectly fine. So I think if you're concerned about space or just affordability, I would go with a mini crib, and I think we would have gone with one the first time as well if I had thought about it or knew it was a thing. The next one is just burp cloths. I think they are crappy, honestly. All the burp cloths I've seen, no matter how nice they are too small. I think you're better off just getting either more swaddles or like tea towels, because where's the one I had? So this is just like one we got from the hospital. It's just a swaddle, but like this is much better. Like if he's like spitting up, like I can put like this whole thing on my chest and I can burp him here. If I'm gonna throw it over my shoulder, I can burp him like this way. And a lot of the burp cloths that we have are much smaller. They're almost like, this is like the full size of the burp cloth, and then they're thinner. So they just don't do the job that I need them to do. And my baby likes to spit up. He's chilling right here at the moment. they were hanging out. So I just think not really save your money because you're going to be spending it on something, but invest in better options and not the like cheap little white 10-pack of burp cloth, because they just aren't, I don't like them. They're not good. And then lastly, this is again, is just my personal preference, but a pregnancy pillow. I never got one, but also we have like 10 pillows on our bed. So I was able to like put plenty of pillows around me, but I just never wanted to spend the money on something again that I would only have for a short period of time. I know people like them, but it's not really a pillow you can like put on your couch, or, you know, you're probably, bless you, you're probably not going to be using it somewhere else. Those are my thoughts. Take them or leave them. Like I said, just trying to give some perspective on someone who's had 2 kids and what's worked. I know everybody's different. Disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. But hopefully this gives you some clarity. If you haven't watched my other videos, I do have like registry review videos, and I have a whole playlist about like products and advice and being a mom and blah, 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 blah. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Bye. Okay, you gotta settle down. Mommy's trying to film a video. You're so cute. Look how cute my baby is. Look how cute that little face. Look at that little chunky face. Look at that little chunky face. He's so cute. He's so cute. I can eat you. I can eat you. Okay, enough baby. Back to me.